Board of Selectmen, today is April 20th, 2021. Is there a motion to call the meeting to order?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The first order of business is old business warrant articles we have on here. I think we've vetted through that. Ms. Hebe, you have nothing to add to that, do you? Conversation? So the next one, we have an MOU from the ASME union. And it's for an employee which is a participant in our ASME union, a request for temporary sick time donations from other members of the union so that they can donate time to somebody that needs it. Is there a motion to approve on the memorandum of understanding as presented?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
I should let everybody know that Mr. Warner is taking some long overtime off, so we have a quick meeting, so he is enjoying his time off. Next, Mr. DeRoche, we have an agreement, one-year agreement with the ASME union again for a 1.5% increase for the ASME union employees. And there's also a change to Article 2, union dues. Just cleaning up some past language and catching up, I guess, with some current legislation. Is that correct, Ms. Hebe?
That's correct.
And from there, it just goes down to, in their contract, collective bargaining agreement. In the past, they had any additional holidays the governor declares. Well, June 19th is one, so that is adding June 19th as a day off. And then union, Article 19, union representatives, it's basically just an orientation for a new hire that the union stewards sit for a half an hour with the new hire. We're deleting a paragraph, the old paragraph 29, that used to reference the union, which we're adding in on the union dues. Salaries is just a 1.5% increase that they've agreed to, and then the effective date is July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. And then we're deleting, it looks like Appendix D. Ms. Eva, you remember what appendix?
Yeah, that's the 4.5-day work week.
Oh,
trial.
yeah. So we're deleting that out as well. And that's pretty much that. Is there a motion to approve the MOU with the ASME Clerical Union?
Motion to approve is presented.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. The next one that we have is CARES funding for town clerk. I do not have anything, Ms. Hebe, so I'll turn that over to you.
Yeah, we still haven't gotten info from her, so we'll just table this to the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem. Department of Public Works declaration of surplus property. Mr. DeRoche, you know that you supported the purchase of a new paving machine for the town of Acushnet. So we can pave 3 times the amount of roadway on our Chapter 90 funds, let alone if town meeting approves the extra $100,000 that we've allocated for that in the DPW budget. And this is just a surplus asphalt paver that's broken. The track came off. I was actually there when they were doing Marion and Mason Road. The track fell off and we were stuck, and then we rented one, and then we all agreed to purchase a brand new paver. So this is surplus. I think the condition code says S, and I believe, I don't have that table, but I believe S is salvage. Ms. Hebert, that goes through, does it go, even if it's salvage, we have to put it on the
Yeah.
website for a bid or something? Yeah, please?
Yeah, we'll still put it on.
If anybody needs
And
a
I
favor,
think, I don't know how that would work, but I know, scrap prices are scrap prices, but I hate to have somebody get it for $50 if you could scrap it for $1,000, because the machine does weigh quite a
Yeah.
bit, so it'd probably bring in some value in scrap. So I think that needs to be determined before we post it
Yeah,
as surplus property.
and we'll list that as, somewhere around there for the minimum bid.
We can get the
Okay.
spec of the weight of the
Yeah.
machine, find out what scrap price is, and put that down, and be done with that.
Do you want to vote
we
that?
have a motion on that?
Yes, a motion to approve to declare the old 95 asphalt paver from the DPW as surplus
So
property.
moved. So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
There we go. That done. Extension, Town Administrator's report, Ms. Hebert.
So nothing to vote on today. I just wanted to bring it up for discussion for a future meeting. The FFCRA benefits, we have we had this benefit for employees. It was mandated through calendar year 20, and we extended it through the end of March. And this is essentially a federal benefit for employees who get sick with COVID or are ordered to stay home waiting for test results for COVID or have a family member that they're caring for. And they get 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks paid. And then there was also an extended Family Medical Leave Act for people who didn't have access to childcare. That was an additional 10 weeks. It is something that we can look to extend. President Biden has allowed the voluntary extension through the end of September. We could pick, how long if we want to extend, we could pick a date before then. I talked to town council. We could also choose to extend the 2-week COVID-related, paid leave. I think that's called like the sick leave, paid sick leave, and not the extended childcare if we wanted to. And town council also let me know that under the American Rescue Plan Act, under the old, the old FFCRA through the end of March, we were not entitled to any kind of employer tax credit that other private employers would receive for giving that benefit. But under the American Rescue Plan Act, it seems that we would be eligible for 100% of the qualified sick leave wages that we pay between April 1st and September 30th. So if we do choose to extend that benefit for the paid sick leave, that's the 2 weeks COVID related, we would get 100% of the qualified sick pays back from the federal government, and that would be on our quarterly taxes. And then I'll also mention, because town council mentioned it to me, that the state is looking at passing legislation that would require employers to provide certain emergency paid sick leave, which is pretty identical to FFCRA. The governor got it and made some changes, but that's also pending. That would require us to do it. So it's just information for you right now. We can put it on a future agenda to vote, but at least you have that, and I'll give you town council's full.
As far as the, I know that the board's been generous over the pandemic period, because it's been a while now, right? Just over a year.
Yeah.
I thought the one that we extended through March, was that only the 2 week sick leave thing?
It was both. We haven't had any town side employees that have taken the child care benefit, although the school has.
No.
The school committee has voted the benefit separately from the town, and I do know that they did not extend from March 31st.
Should we vote for at least the sick leave if the board so chooses, instead of waiting, if that's something that we extended through, and if the board so chooses to do that now for the sick leave for the 2 weeks, in other words,
Yes.
what that is if you got the virus.
Yes.
And you have even if you did, if for most part, let's talk about the employees that may not have sick time, right, or vacation
Yes.
time, or things of the like. It allowed them to be paid
Yes.
through that funding
Yep.
from the government, right? So
Yes.
that was for the 2 week period that you're technically not supposed to be exposing yourself.
Yes,
Because-
so it is a benefit for the employer. I mean, it benefits us to have people who are sick with COVID not coming to work and spreading it to other employees and residents. And also, we've had employees since March 31st who have been close contacts. And again, it benefits us and the residents to not have them come into work. But right now, where that benefit expired March 31st, people who had that experience in April, they're using their own sick time while we're forcing them to be home. So right now, we would get 100% credit back
Yeah.
for that time under the American Rescue Plan, so it wouldn't cost us anything to do that.
I'm okay with approving that portion of the relief
I
plan.
think it's
For sure.
something that we've supported in the past, and unfortunately, I know a lot of people, including myself, want it to be over with, right? And I think that's part of the bigger problem is you can see it now where I think a lot of people are dismissing the virus and they're trying to go about their lives and to no fault of their own. I mean, I'm one of them, right? I don't like to be caged up at all either, but we do still have to be cautionary of what activities we are conducting ourselves in, so we're not the ones spreading it around to each other. So I know I surely do that and practice safe measures, but I don't have any problem with the extension of the sick leave for the 2 weeks.
Yep.
If somebody were to feel like they have a test positive, if they have it, and things of the like, I have no problems with that.
Would you-
And as you mentioned, it's also if you're exposed too.
Yes.
I mean, if someone in the same office has it.
Exactly, and we have
Or
had
the
those
same department.
scenarios.
I don't know how we'll be conducting ourselves with that, but I mean, I think that we're all pretty responsible as far as, for the most part, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing a pretty good job, so I would hope that, we don't really have that need for anybody to be engaged for too long of a period, so hopefully we won't get any of those cases, but we may, and if we do, it is what it is with this virus.
So, again, that, we can vote to allow it through September 30th, 2021, or you could pick an earlier date if you wanted to.
We could just, I don't know what Mr. DeRoche, I'll leave that up to you. It depends on what you want to do. I mean,
I don't see
30
why-
days and talk about it again and see what the virus is, or let it keep going and whatever you want to
Well,
do.
in this particular case, I don't see why not let it run to September 30th if we're gonna be 100% refunded.
Yep,
Yep,
you
is
know,
it September
so-
30th, Mr.
September 30th, yes.
So, that's fine, you want to make that a motion?
So I make a motion to, for the extension. Now, would it be for just the 2-week portion of the?
That's
Yeah,
correct.
so
That's
it
all
would
we're
be
doing.
for, let me get the right wording.
Yeah.
The emergency paid sick leave.
For a 2-week, maximum 2-week period.
Yep,
Sick leave. All right, so
And it's a
make
maximum 2-week period.
Sick leave.
Well, you're supposed to be quarantined, you know what I mean, so.
yeah, and it's under the FFCRA still, so, if somebody used it, I mean, like you said, it's been over a year now. So if somebody used it for close contact, in 2020, it would still be a 2-week max total
Yeah.
for them to use.
So make a motion for the.
So the same person can't, you reutilize the plan?
Yeah, and
So
keep
they're not
getting 2
abusing
weeks in,
it,
2
you don't
weeks
have that,
in.
Right.
because that's happening
Yes.
in the private sector. More and more, people are figuring out ways to stay remote, do this, do that, and I think that's gonna end very badly for some of them that are abusing it, but,
Yes.
so you're saying that if you had it, you've collected your 2-week period,
Yep.
don't come during the nice 4th of July
Right.
summer weekends and say,
If you
hey,
catch
I've been
it-
exposed.
Right, if you catch it, if you're exposed at that point, you have to use your own
Yeah,
sick time.
sick leave.
Understood,
Okay.
so it's not for repeat users.
That's right.
All right, so
Very
let's-
good, so, Mr. DeRoche.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, and I make a motion for the extension of the FIF-CRA 2-week emergency paid sick leave benefit through September 30th, 2021.
I'll second that, all those in favor?
Aye?
Aye, motion passes,
Great, that's great.
so,
That's good.
all right. Nothing else, Ms. Hebert, on the,
Not under administrator's report.
oh, you got a town quorum change
Yeah.
discussion, I guess we should be,
So.
we gotta do this every time we hold a town meeting, apparently.
Well,
During
it's
COVID.
your purview. I wanted to mention it here because if we want to lower the quorum again, we will have to post a meeting and give 7 days notice that we're gonna be discussing a quorum change and give the public access to be able to come to the meeting and dispute it if they don't want the quorum to be lowered. And it's up to you guys what you think about lowering the quorum. We've had, our first town meeting, I think we were at our old quorum, or just, if we weren't, we were like maybe a couple short. The fall town meeting, we had, I think, 63 people come, so we would have been short for that meeting.
But we lowered the quorum on all instances to the 10
Yes.
number, this way there, the more the merrier. We always encourage hundreds of people to show up, that never occurs.
Right,
A normal quorum statute is 75 residents.
yes.
We lowered in all instances since we've been dealing with the pandemic to 10, so that we can keep government functioning and get our budgets approved and anything else that we need. So, I'm inclined to keep it, the more the merrier. So you set a low bar and, hopefully we get, obviously we don't want to pack the place, but.
So if you're interested in doing that, I'll put that on the next agenda, but we'll post it at least, just that portion of the agenda and post it 7 days in advance so people understand if anyone
It's
has
gotta be
any.
7 days in advance of town meeting.
No, of the meeting that you're gonna discuss
Yes.
lowering the
So
quorum.
We got a couple of things that have a 7-day posted requirement, right?
Yep,
So-
so next meeting will be posted early, and if we have anything to add to it, we'll do it after the fact, but those things will be
We'll
on there.
post that 7 and we will post the Class 3 license hearing for Repwell as well.
That's right.
I believe that would be
Is that for May 3rd?
May 4th, is it the
Well,
3rd?
are we moving to the Mondays for May?
I don't know when Dave needs
I
to,
thought that was our thought plan at the last meeting.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know,
starting
we
in
just
May, we would
tried
go to
to-
Monday.
Selectman Wonar is
For the
playing
summer.
his kids play baseball on Tuesdays, I think he said, and Thursdays, so
Right.
we're trying to accommodate that schedule for him, which is not an issue.
Right, so we
You
made
got
up
something
for,
here, Lisa?
Yeah.
you did
So
have
May
something.
3rd, yeah.
May 3rd would be the.
So it would be a
next-
Monday, May 3rd, so your notice is gonna have to go out real soon.
Yeah, like.
Like this week.
I'll do
Tomorrow.
it- Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it, I'll do it tomorrow, just so I don't forget.
I talked to Ms. Hebert that it's, that the public hearing for the Class 3 for Repwell has to be posted 7 days as well.
Right.
So we will ask town council for language on what kind of letter needs to be sent to them.
Yep.
And we'll make sure that that's being taken care of on the same night.
Yep, that sounds
And we'll
good.
have to post that meeting for a later time than 4 PM, I'm sure, because it is a public hearing. So we'll have to do a later time, unfortunately. But the public hearings, we normally do at a little bit later time.
Okay.
Which is fine. And then, like we had talked about earlier at the last meeting, I have an email out to all the members of the school committee, Old Colony, and the town moderator about doing that
Oh, right.
right
Joint
before
meeting?
town meeting.
Yep. okay.
That's like at
Uh,
6:30 or maybe 6:15, I mean,
I
Maybe
mean, I'll do that.
6:15.
I don't wanna be hanging around town meeting,
Yeah.
school department that long. I mean, that meeting will literally take 10 minutes, if you're lucky.
yeah, all right, so you want to go to 6:45?
I would.
Okay.
You could do 6:40 or something like that, allow
Okay.
the moderator and stuff and us to shuffle into the room.
Yep,
And we can do that relatively quickly. It should just take 5 minutes. You have basically a letter of recommendation here saying that everybody's had good attendance, so.
yes,
At that
exactly.
point,
Yep.
Mr. Broder and Mr. St. Armand,
Yep,
as
okay.
long as the Board of Selectmen and the school committee, at least a quorum of the school committee.
Yes, I already sent it to Kristen Flynn, I sent it to Paula Bailey, I sent it also to, what's her name?
They need at least 3 members.
Sarah, no?
Julie, no, what's her,
Uh,
the school committee chairperson, I can't think of her name.
Jennifer?
Downing, right?
Downing.
Downing.
Right,
Yeah,
Jennifer Downing.
Right, yeah, so I sent it to all of them, so just waiting to hear back, and that will be good.
Yep, that's fine. If that doesn't happen, then we'll have to do a meeting after. No big deal. But we should do it because they shouldn't be voting without it.
Yeah, just get it out of the way for now.
Yeah. Future business, we just discussed future business, selectmen's announcements. It's not back on the agenda, but it's kind of nice to have it there. There ain't no holidays coming, right?
It is there.
Huh?
It's there. It's before mine. It used to be after, I think, but
Oh,
it's there,
yeah.
so you're good.
And that's pretty much it. And we'll just do a quick reminder for everybody at home that May 10th, 7 PM is town meeting, correct?
That is
And then
correct.
May 15th, Saturday, May 15th is the election. And that's that. Is there any other business to be conducted? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second that, all those in favor?
Right?
We are now adjourned. Thank you very much.